Okay, I don't know what the heck is going on with my phone, but I'm going to try this again. So, here's the deal. For the longest time, I have known that Jefferson was not in love with me. And I really believed that it was just a matter of him remembering how much he had loved me. And it was clear that he just always had this casual attitude about me. And that was not at all congruent with the fact that he asked me to marry him and that he, went around telling all his friends and family that he was going to marry me. The way that he did that made it seem like he was very serious about me. The way he treated my kid, the way he let his daughter call me mom, all made it seem like he was actually serious about me. So when it turns out that he planned on just dropping me like a hot potato for this little chickie, it just did not make sense at all. Even within the context of being a narcissist. It did not make sense. Because, yes, narcissists are very calculating. But there's always something in the calculation. There's always a reason why they do what they do. And there was no reason for him to do what he did. At least none that I could see. None that I could figure out. But now I figured it out. I figured it out, and it is when we were kids, he wanted to marry me. He was in love with me. I know I've shared this before and so many other videos that's where the whole story came from. The whole story that we were soulmates came from him saying to me, "You were the love of my life. You were the only person I was ever in love with." And me buying it and believing that he was telling the truth. And now I realize that he did this whole thing. This whole thing was planned from the beginning. It was all like a big chess game. And he played the game to the end and he won. And it was about taking revenge on me. It was about taking revenge on me for something I did when I was 17 years old. And I will say it is quite possible that he does not consciously realize that that's what he's doing. Because, as we know, people with personality disorders tend not to be self-aware. However, it doesn't matter if he did it consciously or unconsciously. That was the motivation. That was the intention. The intention was to hurt me. From the beginning, from day one, it was always to hurt me. There was never an intention of love. There was never an intention of union. It was all just a plan from the beginning, from the very first day. Now, here's why I'm saying this, and this is why I'm sharing it. Because within that context, everything that he has done from the first day that we talked again, 30 years later, everything makes sense. It all makes sense. And as you probably know, if you've been watching my videos, I need to make sense of things. I need to solve the puzzle. And it just drives me crazy. It goes around and around in my brain until I can figure it out. And I generally, in time, I do figure it out. I figure it out. But Jefferson, let me tell you something. I really underestimated him. I really did. Talk about covert. I mean, he was the most covert. And I really had no idea that I was being played the whole time. I had no idea. I didn't even know. I mean, it's 3 months after he discarded me, and I'm just now figuring it out. So, yeah, this was all just an elaborate revenge scheme, because there's no way that he would have done the things that he has done for any other reason. For any other reason. I don't believe it was haphazard. I don't believe that it was accidental. I think the whole thing was very, very calculated. And I think, and I have so much evidence. I mean, I could probably make like an hour video about the evidence that I have. Just the examples that I have of why I know that this is true. Just the fact that he just did not, there were so many things that he just didn't care about, that if he was just doing the narcissist thing and just, going through the cycle, he would have cared. He would have cared about it. He would have seen me as some kind of property, and he never did, because I was never his property. I was his enemy. That's what I was from day one. And all the times I went back to him, begging him, he was just like, okay, you want me to hurt you some more? Cool, bonus. And that's why now I mean nothing. I mean, he's done. He got what he wanted. He did what he wanted to do to me. He got me to suffer. And now he doesn't have a care in the world. He's happy as a pig in shit. Because he did what he had planned to do all along. But I will say, whew, wow. I usually have at least like a little tiny bit of an idea that I'm being played. And I had no idea until, 3 months later. I'm finally figuring it out, that it was all a game. It was all a revenge scheme. Puzzle solved. Thanks.